Time has come, so we would now like to start Building Systems Business Unit session. This will be done by Senior Vice President and Executive Officer, CEO of Building System Business Unit, Mr. Hiroshi Sato. I am Sato, in charge of Building Systems Business Unit. Thank you very much. So let me talk about the management strategy and the business strategy. Our business unit's structure. As you see on the left pie chart, in 2016, consolidated revenues was 585.8 billion yen. 68% is the sales, manufacturing, and renewal of elevators and escalators, and 32% is the building solution services, maintenance for elevator, escalator, and maintenance and security system. Now, the positioning of our business unit, most of our clients are all kinds of industries. And for the designing companies, we are serving as the account sales company. So we sell these products to the clients and also support their sales and marketing activities. Now, our management strategy in the 2018 medium-term management plan. Now, our basic policy remains unchanged from last time. For our management strategy, as you see on the lower half, smart management reform for growth and structural reform through reallocation of management resource globally, global transformation, and utilizing IoT and AI technology toward Industry 4.0, the digital transformation. So we added these 3 points. First, the smart management reform. In our elevator escalator business, we are increasing the revenue and improving profitability so that we can become the top group at the upper right-hand corner. In global transportation, we are dealing with the 3 markets through 3 strategies. In matured markets like Japan, we will take #1 market share and expand the business, expand renewal and service business to increase our profits. In the center column, Asia, India, and Middle East, the markets where we expect growth. In the growing markets, we will extend our footprints further and increase our new installation market share and enhance our maintenance businesses. In the far right new markets where we have not entered yet, we will enter from Europe so that we can capture the harvest in the next medium-term management plan period and build our new business basis. Now, our global strategy is explained on this slide. Basically, we are progressing westward. Until now, we have focused in investment in China, but in the 2018 medium-term plan, RCEP and Middle East, in these growing areas, we will be growing more in the next medium-term management plan. We will establish the second and third base as we progress to expand our business. For the next medium-term plan, we are focusing on global transformation by entering the European market. In March, we made an announcement. We will use the European company we acquired as a pillar to develop the European market, followed by African markets. Now, the business plan is shown here. The dark bar graph, this is setting 2009 as 100. This is revenue, and the light color is the operating income. Up to fiscal year 2012, market grew rapidly in China, so we focused our investments in China to grow our businesses. Against 2009, in fiscal 2015, we achieved 176% and 239% in operating income. So we grew significantly, and the operating income was record high. From fiscal year 2015, we moved westward and Asia, India, and Middle East. Based on our company's policy, we are withdrawing from the low-profit business. Now, the expansion of our footprint continues in our 2018 medium-term plan. So in fiscal year 2018, on the local currency basis, we will be 185% in revenue. The upper table shows for each medium-term plan, operating income cumulatively for each 3-year period. In operating income will be the highest in 2016 to 2018 and generate more cash. But as you know, the Japanese yen, because of the currency factor, in fiscal year 2018, it will be 167%. So on a single year basis, it will be 95%. But we will take the currency measures so that we will grow by 11%, excluding the FX factor. Now, the top line impact is shown on the next page. Now, towards our 2021 medium-term plan, we will create new businesses and diversify our businesses so that we can increase our revenue and operating income even further. Now, 2018 medium-term management plan, the business plan changes for fiscal year 18 is shown here. As of the IR session last year, our revenue target was 650 billion yen. But now, with the foreign exchange, it is down by 27 billion yen. By reviewing our portfolio, the building, cleaning, the condominium business, this does not require our key technology. It is a non-core, low-profit business, and so we are withdrawing from these businesses. So this dropped our revenue by 18 billion yen. So this will be 615 billion yen. But in addition to that, we will be growing our existing business and enter new markets, plus 5 billion. So our forecast for 2018 is 620 billion yen. And for the same reason, operating income is 68 billion, but we will take foreign exchange countermeasures and improve our profitability. So operating income ratio will be 11%, no change. Now, the foreign fluctuation, currency fluctuation, we will minimize the exposure, expand products export from China, and accelerate cost reduction through promotion of global procurement, take countermeasures to reduce the currency impact. Now, I will talk about business strategy. Now, this is by market, by country. And the details on next page and onward. So first, for the new development, we are entering the UK market and the European market. But other than that, there are countries that we have not entered yet. So we are planning the plan to enter new markets. Next is the business strategy for China. Now, this is the with new installation business strategy and taking over #1 new installation market share, 7% expansion is expected. New installation business, because the market is slowing down, China is decelerating. 2017 and 2018, demand will be the same as 2016. But under this environment, we are executing our growth strategy. We will take #1 new installation market share. To achieve this goal, our high-end, middle range share increase will be promoted. In order to deal with the severe competition, we will develop and roll out competitive products to increase our orders. Now, our export to RCEP region is also being promoted. So we will increase the number of orders. One of our global transformation is the escalator business. This is being integrated between Japan and China. So we will not just do the domestic sales, but also expand export. Next is the profit increasing strategy in China. Service, maintenance, service. First, we will increase the maintenance sales personnel and increase the maintenance contract ratio. Our chargeable maintenance contract unit plan from fiscal 16 to 18 will increase by 58%. We will expand remote monitoring system and improve efficiencies and expand parts sales business to improve our profitability even more. Now, in all China plants, we are using IoT for smart production. We are improving efficiency and reducing costs by analyzing actual running data and speeding up business decision by centralized management of production information through smart management. We will visualize the China plans and centralize the manufacturing to make quick decision and improve our profitability.
And now I'd like to talk about the Japan business strategy. In the new installation, we would like to obtain the #1 position. First of all, regarding the standard elevator market, there are major projects in the Tokyo metropolitan area. In these projects, we are aspiring to obtain the top share. For new installations, growth cannot be expected in Japan, but there's also another high growth strategy where renewal demand is expected to increase. We would like to meet this demand. We have a significant stock. Therefore, we will be able to increase the scale of a business and generate the further profitability. Utilizing IoT, remote control of elevators will be subject to state-of-the-art research and development in Japan. Next, I would like to move on to talk about Asia, India, Middle East business strategy. We would like to receive more orders than the growth of the market in these regions. In September of last year, for the volume zone, the global standard model was launched. We would like to expand the sales of this standard model. We will be strengthening the assortment of our products so that we can increase our share for new installations. Furthermore, new bases will be established in areas that we have not had a presence before. The second base, third base will be established one after another, as shown below in Laos and in Korea. This is also under planning. We hope to increase the number of units in these regions. Furthermore, it is necessary to train the installation and maintenance engineers. For this purpose, in Thailand, we have established the Asia Training Center in January of 2017 to train the installation and maintenance engineers by organizing education systems by level. By so doing, we hope that the service quality can be improved further. The most promising area for growth is India. In order to increase the orders in 2017, we have expanded channels to all the 8 Tier 1 cities. We will increase sales and service bases in the markets that we enter, and also partnering with local companies so that we can establish new bases in new markets and enter major Tier 2 cities as well. Our products are considered to be of the highest quality in this region. We will enhance the brand further and make sure that more orders can be received so that our presence can be enhanced in this region. Cost competitiveness must be enhanced in this very difficult market. We will be collaborating with the local company for local production, and at the earliest possible stage, we hope that we can establish a local production base in the near future. So that is all in terms of the new installations. Now I'd like to talk about the renewal business. Currently, the scale is not large. The 2118 midterm business plan and beyond, this is, however, expected to be a driver in the Japanese market, where demand is expected to grow. We will be focused on this region and also be focused in China. Several years down the road, the demand is expected to be very significant. Now, non-renewal aging elevators are likely to increase. I would like to increase the renewal implementation rate by bringing to bear our know-how. And by so doing, we hope that the renewal business can be expanded by working in these different regions. Next, the growth for the maintenance business. We have been trying to increase the maintenance stock so that the scale can be increased. On our part, the first and foremost strength is remote surveilling, remote monitoring. We would like to expand the remote monitoring system globally so that the maintenance service function can be enhanced. Another important pillar is digital solution business expansion. IoT will be increasingly introduced in elevators and escalator systems using Lumada, so that the maintenance can become more efficient and more profitable by providing a wide array of services. One of the strengths of our business is the customer base that we have. As explained at the outset, in various industries, we have customers, we have total coverage, and we have a continuous contract. There is about 100,000 at any given time, both domestically and overseas, which is the foundation of our business, and forming a very important base for our business. Another added strength is that to these customers in various industries, we have 1,500 channel service network to provide maintenance. Field maintenance, high-quality engineers are available in thousands of numbers. And 24 hours, 365 days a year, we can provide remote monitoring service through our customer centers. Another strength is our key technology. We have the state-of-the-art research and development capabilities. The most advantageous remote monitoring center is what we would like to leverage. In the near future, we would like to bring to bear these strengths to evolve our business further. The remote monitoring, remote maintenance has been very important for elevators and escalators, inclusive of the air conditioning, and for buildings, we will add robotics for monitoring. For building maintenance system, maintenance and monitoring will be included. And connected home, connected services will be provided. The one-stop services can be provided by using AI connectivity. We will establish this on a common platform utilizing Lumada. So we are aspiring to become a comprehensive service provider and create more digital solutions in the future. We are also strengthening the R&D for key technologies development. For the elevators, recently we had made a press release. In China, Hitachi's elevator marked the world's fastest speed, which is 1,260 meters per minute. On the part of Hitachi, we will always continue to make efforts in R&D for the state-of-the-art technologies. The highest quality and will be provided to our customers through these efforts. The state-of-the-art, the best technologies, is something that is common to all our products, so that we can provide the highest quality to all our customers. Below, this is information regarding the utilization of IoT in maintenance. In addition to this, in the R&D of Hitachi, we are making development in the utilization of AI, so that the new businesses can be developed. Currently, with collaborative creation with our customers, we're using robots for new functions development to be used at Haneda Airport, as well as commercial buildings in Tokyo. Currently, we are conducting POC tests. We will verify the technologies required for the new services, and based on the knowledge and information, we may be able to commercialize the business from 2018 onward. Last point I'd like to make is regarding performance trend. First and foremost, we will be focused on cost structure reform as well as cash generation. Gross margin as well as SG&A, you can see from 2016 to 2018, the indicators are improving. We have been withdrawing from low profit business. In order to achieve these levels, we are also trying to improve the operational efficiency, making improvements in terms of cost reduction, and low cost production will lead to operating profit increase, generating more cash flow. From 2015 to 2016, gross margin has gone down. This is because of the Chinese market. Sales price decline has occurred because of the slowness in market. And but the procurement has been expanded in China for cost reduction. And within the 2018 midterm management plan period, we hope that we can catch up in terms of gross profit margin. Next, I would like to talk about the business performance trends, comparing the two periods. And the result for fiscal 2018 was 585.8 billion for revenues, operating income 57.3 and 58.4% in terms of EBIT. And the fiscal year 2017, 595 billion, 59.6 billion, and 60.1% respectively. 18, 620 billion, 68 billion, and 11% in terms of operating profit margin, respectively. Currently, toward the next midterm management plan, within the fiscal year 2018 midterm management plan, we are making efforts to develop new businesses, inclusive of considerations made for M&A. We are making preparations to achieve this goal. Fiscal year 20XX is shown here. We would like to achieve this as quickly as possible. First of all, reaching 800 billion at the first stage, and then reaching 1 trillion yen ultimately. Thank you.
それでは質疑応答に移らさせていただきます。ご質問にお答えしますのは佐藤に加えます。
So in addition to Sato-san, CEO of Building System Business Unit, Mr. Osamu Ueda, General Manager of Global Business Strategy Planning Division, Business Systems Business Unit, Terutaka Kimura, and Hiroyuki Harada from Division Manager of Finance Division, Building Systems Business Unit. Please state your name and affiliation before you ask your questions.
一番後ろになりますかね。方お願いします。
すみません。
Question. I have two questions. First, the very last part, the business performance trend. You said as much as possible, as soon as possible. So 20XX, this is the first half of 2020s or not? Answer. If possible, we want to do this as soon as possible. Reach 1 trillion yen as soon as possible. I was in charge of automotive business. In automotive business, I said 1 trillion yen organically through organic growth. But in our business now, it is difficult to achieve 1 trillion yen through organic growth. So elevator business M&A and related business M&A will be considered. Question, page 8. Global strategy development. South Korea and Laos have stars. You said Saudi Arabia will be this year, but the other two, when will this be? Could you give us the timeline? Answer, South Korea and Laos. We will establish a base by the end of this year. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. Question. I have two questions. First point is regarding China. Market new installation is flat. You want to increase your share, according to your explanation. About major players, there are 3 major players. There are also local players competing. If there is excessive competition, how much profitability increase can you secure in terms of hardware? Are you going to take the share from the major 3 companies or from the local players? Please elaborate further. Answer. For 2015, cost competition, price competition was very fierce. There was a price decline in the market. But demand did not decline as much as we had been concerned about. And according to conservative outlook, I think it is going to be flat. And price decline is also slowing down. And we have conducted significant efforts in terms of cost reduction, and that is the reason why our performance has been achieved according to plan. And we believe that this is achievable. And amongst the 3 players, we used to be number 1. So we would like to recover this position as number 1. We are making development efforts, and improvements have been made. And the high quality is evaluated very highly in an overwhelming way in China. So I think there is good chance that we can revert back to our number 1 position. Question 2. Regarding the production base considered in India, what is your view in terms of constructing new plants? What the scale will allow you to consider production locally? Or is it more advantageous to import from China if the volume is low? Now, after you set up your production base in India, what would be the next location? So please elaborate regarding your production bases going forward. Currently, the products for India are being exported from Thailand as well as China. But the basic thinking is that the India market is very severe. We have to manufacture in India, otherwise we cannot increase share. So currently we are working with the local manufacturer, but in the near future, we would like to have our own production base in India. Now, if we were to establish our own production base, we need a volume of 3,000. But even at 2,000, I think it can break even. Therefore, we would like to expand the orders received to that volume as quickly as possible. And in fact, we can also work with partners with the orders received base. There are different options available to us.
Question. I have a question on M&A. You mentioned M&A a few times, so I would like to clarify. You acquired Temple in April, And as your future M&A strategy, you said you will buy small companies in Europe, around 10 billion yen class in Europe. What is the timeline? By 2021, you want to grow your European and African business. So by fiscal year 2021, I think you will be doing more M&As. Now, during the current medium-term plan by fiscal year 18, do you have plans for M&A? For UK, answer for UK. The plan is not included. The figure is not included. But we want to grow our UK business at an early stage. The reason we entered the UK market is because in the UK, global major companies are already doing M&A in most countries. But in the UK, there's still some markets available. So we thought we have an opportunity. And we want to utilize this opportunity. In Europe, EU and UK relationship is still unstable or unforeseeable. So if we can work this out, then we will do this through UK. And if that doesn't work, then we will set up a base in EU. In any case, we want to go into the African market from this region. Thank you. Question. In your revenue target, you said the first stage is 800 billion yen. In the 2021 medium-term plan, do you think you can achieve this target? Answer. In 2021 medium-term management plan, we want to achieve this as a minimum target. Thank you.
Any other questions? Question. I have 3 questions. First question is regarding China. What is the recent market environment? I understand that the price declined and demand was slow to grow. But do we have to consider any downside risk? Because it is an important market, please elaborate further about the current situation of the Chinese market. That's my first question. Answer. Regarding China, it is an important market for all the elevator manufacturers. But in fact, for us, it is the most important. It is perhaps most important for us. That is the reason why we have to survive and win and continue to grow. Even if the market is flat, we have to have steadfast growth in this market. Furthermore, by 2019, from 2019 onward, it is likely that the market will recover because there is the population bonus to consider. There is a need for new housing. So we have high expectations in that regard. When we had the intensified competition in the past, we have implemented the appropriate measures. And by implementing the appropriate measures, we hope that we can enjoy dramatic growth in China. Question. Is there going to be a population increase? Answer. It is not a population increase, but it's a population bonus. The housing demand has not been met yet. That's the point I'm trying to make. So, especially in the inland area, there is a shortage of housing. That is where our expectations lie. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. It's not the population bonus, but there is still demand for housing. Question number 2 is the following. You said that you have ventured into Europe. You said that in the UK there is room for growth, but what about continental Europe? Are you going to use it as a base for Africa as well as the Middle East? That is reasonable, but there are already players there. I don't think you should make such a significant effort. What is the significance of the European expansion policy? Answer. We have a history of 80 years. We've never had a presence in Europe. There is a strong competitor. So we avoided these areas and continue to grow in other areas, and we're very successful in China. However, the European business is very large. We have to have a presence there. Otherwise, it would be disadvantageous for us in terms of achieving growth. Our competitors are providing maintenance for other companies' products in Europe as well as the US. We do not have know-how in this area. That is the reason why we cannot grow. So we will go to the UK and accumulate such know-how. And based on that, we would like to pursue the new installation as well as the maintenance market in continental Europe. Within Europe, there is the Eastern Europe. Even prior to Russia, this is a big potential market. In terms of Russia, economy is not good, but there is high expectations and high demand for elevators. So we have aspirations of entering into Russia through Europe. Now, in terms of Africa, there are countries that have started to grow. So leveraging our base in Europe, we would like to expand our business to Africa as well. We may consider having a base in Africa as well. Now, question, you seem to be very aggressive, unlike Hitachi. So I'm concerned about the dispersion of resources. How are you going to deal with this matter? Answer. We have been connecting lines, making sure that there is no fragmentation. We are making sure that the decent resources are made available. So we went to India, then we go to the Asian continent as well as Turkey, and connecting Europe thereafter. By so doing, we hope that we can avoid the fragmentation of resources, be able to cooperate in the network. That will be the ultimate plan for us. Question regarding M&A. Domestically, there is a company that is struggling, that could possibly go bankrupt. Do you have any opportunities in this regard? We do not want to close the doors for any companies that want to cooperate. My condominium is using that elevator, and unless you provide maintenance to this product, it would be a problem for me personally. Answer. Elevator is a very important competitive edge of Japan. So we don't want to have foreign competitors make inroads. Now, the company you are talking about is saying that they would like to revive the company based on the elevator business. So we will take all the factors into consideration.
Question. I also have a question on China. Elevator market, I think half is China. But from the population distribution, China has 1.2 or 1.3 billion people. So that's only 20% of the total population, but accounts for 50% of the elevator market. This is extraordinary. So I don't know if it will grow even further. In the next 1 or 2 years, will the China market is growing? So, but GDP grew, but in the past 1-2 years, elevator demand stopped. So, why do you think it will continue growing after 2019? Answer. China, maybe there is too much demand of elevator in China. With elevators and with cars, income growth is one underlying precondition. Once income increases, you live in condominiums, high-rise buildings. And in China, there's more tendency of people living in high-rise condominiums. The government will take the national policy to adjust the supply and demand. So demand is high, but we expect it to grow even further because of this reason. There's shortage of housing, and income should rise further. So we think there's growth potentiality. Question. So after 2019, you expect the market to grow after 2019? Is there a government policy or anything that allows you to think so? Answer. China has a 5-year plan. The 5-year plan just started. They expect 6 to 8% growth. And we think Chinese government will realize 6 to 8% growth. The real estate market is sluggish. The China government had too much focus on real estate market, and they are correcting their stance. So once this stabilizes, the overall balance will be such that the real estate market will rise again, start growing again. Thank you. This concludes the session for Building Systems Business Unit. Thank you very much.